All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We're taking a look at GTII. Look, there's not a lot of stocks I covered just them by themselves. I'm actually a little personally interested in this one. I think there's a couple things going on here that just have me curious. That said, look, there really is no single stock that's just better than technical analysis, in my opinion. I know there were a lot of people that disagreed with me when I was talking about this horizontal cluster, right? I know there's a lot of people that really thought this thing was going to 7 in the next couple, like in the last couple weeks. Really, there's a lot of fans of this stock. And look, passion's important in a lot of places, but it's dangerous in stocks. All right. And if you watch my videos, I'm not here to like rah any single stock. All right. If it's good, you'll know I'm excited. If it's not, it's just a matter of it not being, right. And look, there's still more good here than bad. And obviously we'll get into the details shortly, but there's still things that need to happen before you can even think about this 4 or 5 line, let alone breaking 8 and seeing some silly trading, right? So all that said, we'll get into the details shortly. Just if you're new, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, those are my cats running in the background. Really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does really well with these YouTube algorithms. But look, it's a Sunday. There's so many things you could be doing with your day, and I sincerely appreciate you being here and watching even a minute of this. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, all right? And look, even though I've gotten some of these predictions right, look, I am not perfect. I am not all-knowing. There's nothing in front of me telling me what Monday's going to do, right? So these are just my opinions, and look, if you disagree with any of them, throw them in the comments. I'm very open to other opinions, and yeah, I'd rather you tell me I'm wrong and me adjust than watch my money either go down the toilet or miss out on a fat run, right? So two-way street we're building here, okay? So look, let's get into it. And again, I'm not going to stay on this too long, but HUSA is the stock. And look, I'm not implying it's going to go down. That's not the reason I come to this. But just look, once it starts and then once the 5th line comes in, I'm telling, like, you can go horizontal for a really long time, all right? And look, there's some differences. I'll get to it. This one actually looks very horizontal. GTII at least has a nice little like uptrend going even in this horizontal. I'm actually seeing the 50 go up. I'm actually seeing the 50 keep going up. We're now seeing the 20 go up. I like things like that. You know what I mean? It is good, okay? That said, look, there was a lot of reason for me to believe that 240 was going to be hard to break. That's definitely what happened, right? And the sad thing is, I remember posting this thing, right? Like, we had such a strong open. It was a really hard full candle up here. I think I even joked something along the lines of like the stock gave a middle finger to my 240 number, right? Like, it looked really good. However, I always say that the close is way more important than the start. The close is way more important than the highs. The close is way more important than after hours or pre-market. You know what I mean? And trust me, the close is way more important than the open, for sure. We've seen nasty gap. This is a literal example. Nasty gap up, or not really, I guess. That's a bad example. But yeah, bad boy can start up here and then drop all the way down here. That was the point of it, right? So as good as it looked, yeah, the resistance hit and we dropped back. And look, again, for me, it's actually not that bad. We're now resetting the RSI. I'm okay with this thing coming back down. Let's take the RSI back to this like 50-ish level. Oh man, that's 30. Whatever, let's take it even back to 30. I'm okay with that, right? Because again, then I hope to take it back up from 30 to 70, 80, right? Again, I mentioned this last week, and I'm going to say it one more time. I didn't mean to zoom in, okay? We really have, and actually I can even do it here. We definitely break the 100 here, but we do not bounce on it, all right? Then we get stuck here, we get over it, I want to see what happens with this 100. Maybe we don't even get to see it. Maybe the 8 actually does a good job of, because we've bounced on this 8 a couple times already, right? Maybe we do bounce on the 8 and go back up, but there's in my head reason to believe we're going to come back to 2, which is basically the 8 moving average. There's more reason for me to believe we might come somewhere in this like 185 thing. What is kind of cool going back into it, this 20 moving average looks like it's going up. Maybe the 20 keeps going up, the 100 keeps going down, and we'll bounce on the 20 and never touch the 100. Again, I'm okay with the stock coming down and doing a healthy reset. It is important. Like these numbers, like they matter to me, right? I kind of look at this one, I was kind of stupid. This RSI number is the only one I like, the number I talk about. It being up here in the RSI 90, if you see it in the box right there, that's a little bit of an anomaly. You don't see stocks in that. You really get to 30-80, 30-80, 30-80. Those are the bounce numbers, right? 80 generally means it's a little too bought, like way too much profit's been made. That was a 76 right there, right? From there, 30 generally means it's just a little way too low, way too many people have gotten scared. And look, that was a 23, 26, 25, and then it starts going back up, right? So again, not hard numbers, but yeah, you gotta reset the RSI. And one more time, I need to see it bounce on either the 8, go back up, either the 20 after we've golden crossed, right? And what does golden cross mean? It's when a smaller one goes over a bigger one. If we golden cross and like maybe somewhere in here in this 185 range, maybe, yeah, I think 188, what's 50% of this guy? 192, what's 50% of this guy? No. All right, 192, 191, 192 could be a spot where it bounces off the 20 if I had to guess. All right, end of the day, it's all about the lines, right? And look, end of the day, I still kind of either bounce on this and go up, actually confirming it, or we're just moving on the cluster. All right, as long as this 50 keeps going up, that's at least good. At least it's a little more up than we saw. But yeah, end of the day, this is all 5 lines kind of going horizontal, right? You can't underestimate that. Okay. The weekly, this is a good weekly for sure. All right, so what happens? We just get a good break, but we couldn't get over the big candle on the weekly, right? So I definitely want to see, because again, look, just really, really good stack of red, even with this little insignificant one. There's reasons to believe like 580 will happen. It definitely needs to break, what is this, 240 by Friday. All right. If we break 240, that would be awesome. I would obviously love to break 270 because that's 50% of this candle. But really, just getting over this will put us in a place of nothing but red, 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 and green, 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 right? So I think 240 is a very magic number. I'm not going to lower this. I have a lot of value in my 50% candle line. So that said, 240 one more time. And look, again, that was the number that made me believe we were going to struggle on this daily, right? Because I'm telling you, just break this line and you can basically start believing 5. That's going to be a hard line. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, I've done this enough to know that, like, though it looks like one little insignificant candle, man, it's not, because it's like a 5x candle on the weekly and blah, 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 right? But get over 240 is really important. Break this 270. Again, not only is it 50% candle, it's actually the peak of that right there, too. So, yeah. I think that's it. And look, I have not drawn any lines down here because end of the day, if you lose the 50, it's gonna be scary. I mean, I don't want to draw these, right? Like, shit. Let's just do it real quick. You've got that there. You've got that there. Again, I'm not a fanboy here. We're here to talk about the truth. I wouldn't expect us to come back down to here. And let me just draw this real quick. Are we still relatively holding from here to here? Okay, so what did I do? I went from that corner to that corner, just all the way through. Yeah, we are still, and we're actually still peaking up just a little bit, right? And we're actually still peaking up just a little bit. So overall, things are okay. It does look like, oh man, we didn't even lose that one. We're actually still on that line. So it'd be interesting to see if this trend holds. I don't make a lot of trend lines in terms of like what I think it's going to bounce up from. I generally use it for my like downs, but we're still uptrending and we're actually still increasing the slope up. That's solid, right? Coming back down, losing this would be okay. And look, roughly speaking, it seems like I can I click while I have these? Right? I was saying something, look, that 290 number, you can't see it because it's like there, but yeah, I think 290 again, or sorry, 190 might be where we see how this thing bounces and hopefully it goes up. Again, I'd love for it to bounce on the 8 and never even come down to any of those. So cool. I think that's about it here. Hey, let me know if you agree or disagree. Otherwise, look, I appreciate your time so much and thank you, thank you, thank you.